or not, there are actually some bags that I am not interested in getting this year, which I know is probably a shock to a lot of you because I seem to always want a lot of handbags. But there are some bags that I'm either just not really crazy about, I don't think they're very functional, or I don't really think they work well in my lifestyle. So I'm gonna take you through the top luxury bags that I do not want to get this year. Now granted, with that said, I may change my mind, I may eat my words at some point, but if I do, I mean, like, honestly, such is life. Like, we can change our minds. Very important disclaimer here. I am just one person, and these are just my opinions. So if I am talking about a bag that you are in love with or a bag that you have, please do not get upset or offended. I'm sure I like plenty of things that y'all don't like. So this is just my opinion, and these are the bags that, as of today, I don't think I'm gonna be getting in the year of 2022. So, starting out with number one is a bag that has taken the luxury world by storm since it came out, and that is the Fendi First. Now, I am specifically saying that I am not interested in getting the Fendi First in the medium size, so the larger size that they have. I believe right now it's available in 2 different bags. Now, truth be told, I actually love the Fendi First and how it looks. I think it is a beautifully designed bag. I mean, it's very chic, it's different. I feel like it's something new, something we haven't seen a ton of before in like terms of the clutch world or like the handheld world. And I love that Fendi has done this in so many different cool colors and fabrications. Like, I've seen mixed media where there's like velvet and exotic. I saw this beautiful marbled one that I thought was absolutely gorgeous. So like, they really put a lot of design work into this line. So I really do like the Fendi First, but a lot of you all that have been following along on this channel, you all know that I am pretty short. I am 5'3". And so, truth be told, I don't think that the medium size would look really well, like, on my body. Like, I just don't really think it's a good match, to be totally honest. I feel like if I were carrying it around, it would be like this big lump here that would like add all of this additional, volume where I don't want it, which is around like my midsection and my hips and all that. I just think that, the medium size, it's too big for me. And I know that it has a strap, and I think that's great. But I also don't think that in the medium size, it looks that great with the strap on. I really like the smaller size, and I do think that that one looks okay with the strap, but I think that this bag and the way it was truly meant to be worn, the way it was designed, it's meant to be a handheld. And so I just don't really want to use a strap, unless like I've been out, I've had a few drinks or something, maybe I get tired, then I would use the strap. But I would venture to say that for the most part, I think the Fendi First should be worn, handheld. I think that's how it looks the best, and I don't know. I can't really see myself lugging this thing around, especially because, I live in San Francisco, and it's a big city, it's a bit spread out, but it's definitely a walking city. So I do a lot of like walking to and from places, and so I'm gonna carry it, just around here. I don't think it's a good look. So the Fendi First in the medium size, I'm not so crazy about, but I do love the small size. So would not be surprised if I ended up getting one of those this year. Now, next up on the list is a bag that actually is also from Fendi, which pains me to say because Fendi is one of my favorite brands. Not just in terms of handbags, but I also love like their ready to wear and their shoes too. I think Fendi is just an amazing design house overall. So this is just like no shade to Fendi. But the next bag that I am not going to be buying this year is the Fendi Nano Peekaboo bag charm. Now, most people don't really consider this a bag, but if you're like a member of like the crazy teeny tiny bag trend, then you might consider this to be a bag. But I am just not crazy about the Nano Peekaboo. Now, I think that Fendi has done these like little nano micro bags really well in other styles. Like, I love the Fendi Baguette, even the little Fendi First, like they're both so cute. But I think that's because both of those iterations in the mini or like the nano size, they still keep the integrity of the original design. They still look like the original bag, albeit much smaller and a simplified version. But I do not think that the Peekaboo translates well to this little nano version. And I feel really bad saying that because I know how hard it is to take a design that was made like in a regular size and translate it down and make it mini. Making something mini is incredibly difficult. Like, to get the sewing machine into the little corners and the little spaces. For those of you that have ever designed or sew, you know what I'm talking about. Many things are hard to do right. But I feel like the peekaboo just honestly looks way too simplified. Like, I feel like it looks like if a toddler were to go and to try and, you know, sew together like a little peekaboo bag, that's what you would get. This, like, it just feels clunky. It feels too simple. And I don't know, it just doesn't still have that like luxurious, elegant feel that the regular peekaboo does. So this little nano bag, not really doing it for me. Moving on to our next bag is one that is having such a moment right now. It is one of the most popular it bags out there, but truth be told, I don't think it's a very functional bag. I don't think it's a very functional bag, and that is the Bottega Veneta mini Jody bag. Now, I've watched a fair amount of reviews on this bag, and I've also tried it on myself, and it feels like a very difficult bag to use. So even though, I mean, it's super cute, it's very like of the moment. It captures the essence of like this fun, carefree, colorful life with like our little like under the shoulder bags that we're living in right now. But I don't think the bag works very well. Everyone says it is so difficult to zip and unzip and that the bag is hard to open up and get what you need out. So it just seems like a very not user-friendly bag because like, if it's under your arm and you can't unzip it, like you can't even, like, you know, sometimes when you're wearing a bag under your shoulder, you'll kind of just like unzip it and dig in. You definitely can't do that with the mini Jody. So honestly, it just seems like a lot more trouble than it's worth. So I know it's popular because it's super cute, but everyone kind of complains about how it doesn't work for them. So I am not going to be getting the mini Jody from Bottega Veneta. Now, next up, we are not actually going to talk about one particular bag, but it is actually an entire brand. Just their handbags. I love their ready to wear. It's a brand that has really, really skyrocketed in terms of popularity. I would say the past like 2 years. And I'm gonna be totally honest, I've just never gotten on board with it. I don't think the bags are special and I don't think they're worth the money or the hype. And that is Jacquemus. Now again, I wanna be very clear. I love Jacquemus ready to wear. I think it is beautiful. I think it is fun. Even though it's a lot more colorful than what I tend to wear every day, I have a lot of appreciation for Jacquemus ready to wear. It's different, right? I like it. But their bags, I just don't think they're special. And like, I know that they've become so popular. I feel like they're such like an Instagrammable moment type of bag. Like influencers love them. I just don't think they're cute. Like I don't like the shape of them. And you know, if I'm gonna do like a mini bag, I'm gonna have to think it is really cute. Like my little like mini Bottega Veneta like mini cassette bag, that I think is super cute. But Jacquemus bags, like the Chiquito bags and stuff, like I'm not into them. And I know they've started doing bigger sizes, so I'm not hating on Jacquemus because they're small bags. It's genuinely like the look and the feel of them, I'm just not really into. So I have no plans to ever buy a Jacquemus bag, and I feel like I'm gonna get so much flack for saying it because I know there are a lot of fans out there. But honestly, the look and the feel, it's just not for me. Moving on to the next bag is one that has such a cult following, and I feel like a lot of you are going to hate me so much for saying this, but I've got to be true, and you all know because we've talked about this on my channel before, that I do not plan on buying the Chanel 19 bag. Now, I have stated this many times on my channel before, but just to recap for those of you that are new here, I love the Chanel 19. I think it's a beautiful bag. I love that it's got, you know, the big puffy quilting. I like that it's got the mixed media metals. I like the really big, like overly designed CC, you know, on the front. I think it's a really cute bag. But if I'm being very honest, I think it's like too hip for me. And I also feel like by virtue of me saying it's too hip for me, I am furthermore explaining why I am not cool enough to wear this bag. It's just too modern. And so I think I'm a little bit more of like a classic dresser. Like I do think I'm contemporary in some ways, but with my bags, like I tend to be pretty classic. And I just don't think the Chanel 19 would look great on me. I don't think it would work well with my style. But with that said, I do think that I could work with a Chanel 19 wallet on chain. And that's also something that I've said on my channel before. I've actually been looking at them because I think they're quite cute and they don't feel as designed as like the proper, you know, Chanel 19, like small, medium, and like the maxi sizes. So I could potentially see myself getting it in a wallet on chain version. I think that in the wallet on chain, that would be something that would work well in my wardrobe. So who knows? Maybe a wallet on chain, but definitely not the small, medium, or maxi sizes in the Chanel 19, sadly. Now we're going to talk about a bag that I feel like had one of the strongest influencer strategy launches like in history. And we all know like there are particular bags that always have a huge influencer launch strategy behind them. But this one, I mean, you still can't go through your Instagram without seeing it. And like, honestly, I am not crazy about the shape of this bag. And that is the Louis Vuitton Cousin bag. Now, I will say, I think that the smaller sizes work better than the large size. The large size was what they originally went to market with, and that was the one that you saw everywhere. I think they launched it, I remember, in like a gray, a silver, maybe a black. And I appreciate what Louis Vuitton was trying to do here, because I think that they were trying to make like an influencer bag, one that young people would like and gravitate to. You know, they're really trying to leverage like the big chains that are so popular at the moment, which is not something that Louis Vuitton does a ton of. So I appreciate that they were kind of like stepping outside of their little sophisticated selves and trying to do something different. But I think the reason I don't like this bag is because you all know, like, I am a person that loves organization. I love lots of little like pockets and compartments in my bags, but I don't like it when they show on the outside. I feel like it makes the bag look too complicated, too designed, and I like a more like cohesive look on the outside. So I've realized anytime I see a little type of accordion bag, like I've seen them from Chanel, and I honestly don't really like them. The only bag where I think like this accordion or like multiple compartment style on the outside tends to work well is the Celine Trio bag. There, I think it makes sense because that bag is so plain that it truly is all about the fact that it has 3 compartments. But other than that, I just don't think it works very well. It feels too busy. And so it's funny because remember when it originally came out, I was like, I don't like the bag, not into it. Then once I started seeing it after a while, I was like, oh, maybe I do like this bag. And I feel like I had to shake myself because I was like, Lily, you are being influenced to like this bag. It's just by like proximity of seeing it all the time that you think you like this bag. You don't actually like it. So I kind of laughed because I was like, wow, the power of marketing, right? So Louis Vuitton Cousin bag, probably not for me. Next up on the list is a bag that's actually more of a classic bag, and it's been around for a really long time. So that is a testament to how many people like this bag. It has been around forever. So I feel like I'm really scared to say this bag that I am just really not into, and that is the Hermes Evelyn bag. I personally do not like the design of this bag. I just don't find it like aesthetically pleasing. I don't find it beautiful. Now I will say I have heard that this is a great bag in terms of utility, especially like in the larger size. I've heard like people when they're pregnant or when they have kids that this is a great bag because it fits so much. It's very user friendly. Like it's a no muss, no fuss type of bag. But again, this is a list about me and where I am in my lifestyle. And like, I don't really need a bag like that. Maybe one day I will, but right now I don't. And the thing is there are a lot of other like functional utility bags that I think look better than the Hermes Evelyn. I just think it's too plain. You know, the only real like design element or something that makes it different than just like your everyday bag is like the little perforated H. And I just don't think it's, you know, that cute, that big slapped on a bag. So I'm so sorry, please don't kill me for saying it, but I'm just not really into the Hermes Evelyn. I will say, I think that their smallest little baby size, I think it's like the TPM, that one I think is the cutest out of all of them, but that's not saying much because I don't find any of them cute at all. So sorry, I hope I didn't offend you with that one, but just not into it. And finally, we've come to the last bag that I am not going to be buying this year, and that is the Balenciaga Hourglass bag. So I appreciate that this bag is different. It's really not something we've seen a lot of before. We know that with handbags, like there are only so many styles. So like honestly, hats off to Balenciaga for creating something new, something different and exciting. But this bag, I feel like only works well if you are like a super hip, super tall, like influencer, like you're a big Instagrammer. And for the few of you that have seen my Instagram, you know that I am not that person. Like I am just not trendy like that. And so for whatever reason, I don't know, this bag just would not work well in my wardrobe. It is not reflective of my personal style. But it makes me sad because I actually really do love all of the colors and all the different fabrications that it's come out in. So I do think it's a great bag, but it's really just not reflective of my style. So it really wouldn't make sense for me to get it. Like it wouldn't match. So not going to be getting the Balenciaga Hourglass bag. So that wraps up the list of luxury handbags that probably not going to be buying this year. Now, again, just to reiterate, if you have these bags, if you've been wanting these bags, if you love these bags, please continue to get them. I am just one person. My opinion really doesn't mean that much, let's be honest. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the bags that I don't think are really for me. So if you enjoyed this video or if you found it entertaining, I would love it if you could just give this video a little like. Just give it a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel. So that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thanks again for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.